The sharp, insistent pounding on my front door at 6:07 a.m. echoed through the quiet house like a death knell. I jolted awake in my small guest room, heart racing, the faded quilt tangled around my legs. For a moment, I thought it might be a nightmare, but the knocking continued loud, demanding, merciless. "Eleanor, open this damn door right now." Sophia's voice cut through the wood like a knife, laced with fury and impatience I had never heard so openly before. "My name is Eleanor Thompson, 71 years old, widow, mother, and grandmother. This house, my late husband Robert's pride and joy, had been my sanctuary for 38 years. I raised my only son, Michael, here. I comforted him through childhood fevers, celebrated his graduations, and stood proudly at his wedding. After Robert passed from a sudden heart attack, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I invited Michael and Sophia to move in so we could be one big, happy family." I shuffled to the door in my old pink robe, the one with the embroidered roses that Michael had given me many Mother's Days ago. My hands trembled as I turned the lock. The door creaked open, and there she stood, Sophia, perfectly made up even at dawn, wearing expensive activewear, her expression one of pure disgust. Behind her loomed Michael, my son, broad-shouldered and once so gentle. In his hands, he gripped a heavy sledgehammer, the metal head cold and threatening under the porch light. "Mom," Michael said, his voice flat, avoiding my gaze. "It's time. Step aside. Don't make this difficult." Difficult? The word lodged in my throat. Tears blurred my vision as memories crashed over me. This was the boy I had carried for 9 months, the toddler who called me Mama with such love, the man I had sacrificed my golden years for. And now, he stood ready to smash through my door like I was nothing. Sophia pushed forward. "We've waited long enough. Sign the transfer papers, Eleanor. The house is ours now. You've overstayed your welcome." I clutched the doorframe, my legs weak. "This is my home. Michael, please, look at me." He didn't. The sledgehammer stayed raised slightly, a silent threat. In that frozen moment, my world shattered into 1,000 pieces. The betrayal was no longer hidden in whispers, it stood before me in the cold light of dawn. But what I didn't know then, as fear and heartbreak consumed me, was how deep the roots of this treachery had grown. How many years of quiet sacrifice had led to this breaking point, and how, from the depths of my pain, a quiet, unbreakable strength would eventually rise. I stepped back slowly, inviting them inside with a dignity I barely felt. The story of how we arrived here is long and painful, but I must tell it fully, so you understand the true cost of betrayal and the power of rising above it. Let's go back 15 years, to when hope still filled these walls. Robert had been gone for 2 years when Michael brought Sophia home. She was beautiful, ambitious, and carried the scars of a difficult childhood. I welcomed her with open arms and an open heart. "You're my daughter now," I told her, hugging her tightly. I poured myself into their lives. I helped plan a modest but beautiful wedding, hand-sewing decorations and baking the 3-tiered cake myself at the night before. When they struggled with rent in their tiny apartment, I offered them rooms in this house. "Stay as long as you need," I said. Family supports family. Those early years were filled with joy. I sold Robert's classic car collection, his pride and joy, to give Michael seed money for his tech startup. I cooked hearty meals every day, cared for their first child, Emma, when she was born, then Jacob 2 years later. Nights, I rocked the babies so the young couple could sleep. Weekends, we had family game nights. Sophia would rest her head on my shoulder and say, "You're the mother I always dreamed of." Michael would hug me and whisper, "You're my hero." Mom, I gave up my own little downtown apartment with the sunny garden I loved. I moved into the guest room permanently. I stopped traveling, stopped pursuing hobbies, and focused entirely on them. Retirement? Savings? I transferred large portions to help with their mortgage, the kitchen renovation, the children's private school. I don't need much, I told myself. Seeing them thrive is enough, but success changed everything. Michael's company took off like wildfire. Contracts poured in. Money flowed. They upgraded to luxury cars, designer clothes, exotic vacations. The house was renovated beyond recognition, new marble counters, a home theater, a sparkling pool in the backyard. My guest room felt smaller and smaller. Sophia's attitude shifted first. Little comments. "Mom, that old quilt looks so dated." Or, "The kids need space. Maybe you could eat in your room sometimes." She began redecorating without asking. removing family photos and replacing them with abstract art. When I mentioned missing my late husband's watch, she shrugged. Things get lost in a big house, Eleanor. Michael grew distant. He worked late, came home exhausted, and deferred to Sophia on everything. Just go with it, Mom. She stressed. The real pain began building 3 years ago. I overheard the first devastating conversation through the old heating vent one sleepless night. Sophia's voice was clear. She's a burden now. The house value has skyrocketed. If we can get her declared incompetent or into assisted living, we sell, move to the coast, and finally live our dream. The kids deserve better. Michael's reply crushed me. Yeah, she's had her time. We've done enough. I'll contact the lawyer quietly. I sank to the floor in the hallway, silent sobs racking my body. How could the son I nurtured plan to discard me like old furniture? From then on, the betrayals became systematic. Sophia started a journal of my supposed decline, claiming I forgot names, left appliances on, became argumentative. They gaslit me constantly. Mom, you're imagining things, Michael would say when I confronted small cruelties. They limited my time with Emma and Jacob, saying I confused them or tired them out. One particularly painful incident, Emma's birthday party. I spent days baking her favorite cake and knitting a special sweater. Sophia thanked me politely in front of guests, but later accidentally spilled juice on the sweater and threw it away. It was an old pattern anyway, she said coldly. Another time, they held a family vacation and forgot to include me. When I asked, Sophia snapped, "It's not suitable for your age, Eleanor. You'd slow us down." Michael stayed silent. I felt invisible, broken. My love, once a foundation, had become a chain they wanted to break. Nights were the hardest. I would lie awake replaying happy memories, wondering where I went wrong. Had I been too giving? Too trusting? Yet I endured. Until I couldn't. I secretly met with Richard, my husband's old lawyer friend. We documented everything. Financial records, recordings of conversations I captured on my phone, medical evaluations proving my mental sharpness. I revised my will, locking the house and remaining assets into a trust for the grandchildren, unreachable by their parents. They sensed something and accelerated their plan. That morning was meant to be the climax, the intimidation. The forced signature, the removal. As I faced the sledgehammer, waves of emotion crashed over me. Grief for the son I lost, rage at the disrespect, and a profound sadness for the family we once were. But beneath it all, a new fire kindled. I would not be erased. I didn't scream or beg that morning. With quiet dignity, I looked Michael in the eyes and said, "If you swing that hammer, you will destroy more than wood. You will destroy whatever is left of us." They hesitated. Sophia pushed papers at me, but I refused. Instead, I called Richard. The legal machinery moved swiftly. Court documents exposed their forgery, manipulation, and elder abuse attempts. Investigators interviewed neighbors, reviewed finances, and interviewed the grandchildren carefully. Michael's business reputation took a severe hit. Partners withdrew. Investors pulled out. Sophia's social circle whispered, and her online persona of the perfect wife and mother crumbled. They faced financial pressure, legal fees, and public shame. Michael came to me weeks later, alone, tears streaming. "Mom, I was blind. The greed, the lifestyle. I let her influence me. Please forgive me." Sophia followed, humbled, apologizing through broken sobs. I didn't rush forgiveness. I made them move into the guest room. I reclaimed my space, my voice, my authority in the home. The grandchildren spent more time with me, learning true family values through stories of their grandfather and my sacrifices. Slowly, real change emerged. Michael started helping around the house without prompting. Sophia joined me in the kitchen, asking for recipes. They witnessed the consequences of their actions and began rebuilding trust through consistent respect. I provided limited financial help to stabilize them, but with strict boundaries, no more blank checks. The house remains mine, protected. Today, as I sit in the garden I planted years ago, watching Emma and Jacob laugh, I feel a profound peace. The betrayal nearly destroyed me, but it also revealed my inner strength. My dear listener, here is the moral I hold close: love deeply, but never lose yourself in it. Family can betray you in the cruelest ways, yet you have the power to rise, to set boundaries, and to reclaim your worth. Document your life, protect your legacy, and remember that true strength is born in the aftermath of heartbreak. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, but wisdom ensures it never happens again. You are never too old to fight for your peace. You are never disposable. I am Eleanor Thompson. I survived the dawn of the sledgehammer, and I emerged with my dignity, my home, and my soul intact. May my story give you courage in your own dark mornings. Thank you for listening with an open heart.